Hey guys, welcome to another video for the Redmi K20 Pro, also known as the Mi 90 Pro. Now this device is aging with time and we had a discussion with you guys, should we retire it? But we are not retiring it because ROMs like these are coming up every day and it's keeping our excitement and this device alive for much longer than I anticipated. Now today of course we are talking about Project Arcana's latest update, which is very close to what Oxygen OS looks like. In fact, their wallpaper also says never forget. So that goes in line with what I was saying about this particular device. After POCO F1, this is turning out to be a true legend. Now, before we get into the details of Project Arcana for the K20 Pro, if you haven't already, please subscribe because it doesn't cost you anything and it really motivates us to make amazing content like this. Now, without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. So first things first, what we will do is we will go ahead and have a look at the changelog, what exactly they have to say. We have Project Arcana Gale 6.0 is the code name of this particular build, official version 6.0, Android 12.1 or Android 12L is what it is based on, updated on the 24th of April 2022. Now you do have download, screenshots, source, changelog. Now that's going to be a long one, so we won't get into the details, but specifically device changelog is what we are interested in. So let's go ahead and have a look at the device changelog over here. Upstreamed vendor blobs, made radio calls more efficient, dumped power management blobs, debloated all camera apps so you can flash the ones you like, so that's good. Upstreamed Brave browser, debloated all tracking crap even more. All right, so there's a lot of fine tuning that is going on in Android 12.1 ROMs these days, and that's why with every particular update in every ROM for that matter, things are just going to get better. Now it is required for you to have Android 11 firmware and clean flash is mandatory. Always make a NAND backup, be safe, based on OSS vendor and custom PSSG kernel. Now this is my first encounter with this particular kernel, so we will see how that goes. I've ran the benchmarks and we have the numbers ready, but we will look at those towards the end of the video. So for now, the moment you look at the home screen of Project Arcana, you have a very OnePlus-esque vibe going on in this particular ROM, and Android 12 is the combination that is available over here. Now Monet UI being Monet UI is of course doing a brilliant job over here. You can see that the wallpaper is sort of bluish, and now if we go to different color of wallpapers, Monet UI will change its color and it looks really nice. This is something I think almost all the phone manufacturers should implement in their UI. It is really interesting. Now Android 12 widgets are also very interesting and very smooth. They are available, they work absolutely fine. Moving on, if you go to home settings, you have your vanilla pixel launcher which is present and does a good job. Now if you swipe to the left, now remember this is an AMOLED device with a 60 Hz display, so you don't really have high refresh rate, but on custom ROMs Google Feed works like a charm. There is no stutter, no jitter, no problem whatsoever, and even when you're scrolling, the transition to the home screen is absolutely beautiful. So the smoothness, if you talk about this particular ROM, is definitely there. Even if you open or close any app, you will see that the app icon animations are present. Hey Google or OK Google is working as expected. Moving on, if you see, you don't really have a lot of bloatware, and let's see. He did say that he has removed all the camera applications, which means you don't really get a camera app. You can flash Gcam or any camera app of your choice. Now moving on, let's talk about the security part. So if you go to settings, you go to about, a device is certified. So safety net is passing, widevine L1 is present. Now let's actually go to the edit menu over here. Now you also see that you have data usage present at the bottom, and you do have a bunch of quick tiles available over here. Apart from this, you have screen record in which you have a ton of options, and even when you're recording screen, the stutter jitter is not present. Now if you go to the edit menu, you will have a lot more tiles like FPS info, sound search, you have caffeine available, mic access, camera access, location, color inversion. So Project Arcana not only wants to be something like OnePlus's Oxygen OS, but they are also giving you all the customization that you will ever need. As you can see, the FPS info is present and it works absolutely fine. The whole UI per se is working absolutely okay. I've not had any major stutters or jitters, but I still feel they can do better as far as the UI smoothness is concerned. I don't feel that this is completely smooth like Siberia OS, but it can definitely, get you through a day. It can be used as a daily driver. Now, the moment you boot into settings, you will see that you have absolutely Oxygen OS look going on over here. That's what they're targeting. If you go to about phone, once again, you have things which are segregated in a very, very organized manner. And if you actually go to the build number or say Android version, you click on this, something happens? No. So about device info. So MSM Nile is the processor code name, 128 GB with 6 GB RAM, 4000 milliamp hour battery. And let's see here, we have April security along with the performance PSSG kernel. So let's see how it exactly performs. At least in the UI, it is doing a pretty decent job. Now, all the other options are pretty similar, but there are these subtle animations. Do you see these over here? Even if you go to network and internet, or say you go to display, you go to wallpaper and style, you do have themed icons. So themed icons are present and they work absolutely okay along with Monet UI. So nothing to worry there. Now moving on, there is a customization menu called as Grimoire. I really hope I'm pronouncing it right, and somebody can let me know in the comment section what this exactly means. You have things like device theming, extras, lock screen, notifications, quick settings, status bar, and system. So let's quickly go ahead and have a look at them one by one. So in device theming, you can go ahead and customize the Monet engine. You can enable vivid colors. That means the look of Monet in the settings menu and other locations will be much more pronounced, as you can see. Not my style, so I'm going to disable it. You can choose what style of settings do you want, like Oxygen OS or the normal AOSP one. Headline and body font. That means font can be changed on the fly, which is a good thing. As you can see, you can select what type of icon pack you want. As you can see, I just changed it. Now, these are good things. Not only a ROM is good when it gives you customizations, but if it can give you those customizations on the fly, that means you don't have to restart the UI, you don't have to restart the device. Those are the finishing final touches which makes a ROM good. Now, enable wallpaper zoom. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Reboot is required after enabling. Okay, so this is one of those settings. You can individually customize signal icon, Wi-Fi icon, and stuff like that. Now, if you go to extras, you do have the game space, which is very different, and it does have a ton of options. So that is a good thing. The reason you see disable USB debugging over here is because games like BGMI and PUBG will ban your account if they see that developer options or USB debugging is enabled. So that's good. You have hidden apps as an option available, unlimited photo storage, unlock higher FPS in games. Yeah, sad, right? This device has a 60 FPS panel. Anyways, if you go to lock screen, you have the Pulse Music Visualizer, which does give you options to a lot of customizations. So if you set the screen of animation to CRT, you will see something over here. Let's go ahead and lock the screen. Okay, did you see that? Okay, for some reason I'm not getting the CRT animation here. Let's try scale. But you see this animation while locking the screen, this Android 12 animation, it's really good. And you can see that the FOD fingerprint scanner is working absolutely fine. You can select different UD FPS icons as well. Let's select this one maybe. Let's see here. Maybe a couple of times. Okay, as you can see, it is available. You can also select a different animation effect, which is also very interesting. So let's select maybe molecular or something like that. Does it? Oh, I have to enable it first. So I have enabled that. Wow. The fingerprint scanner on this ROM is really precise. It works really well. That's a good thing. So screen off FOD. Keep FOD enabled when the screen is off. Okay, let's see how that goes. Wow. So the fingerprint scanner, the settings, the customization is really interesting on this ROM, and I've really enjoyed using this ROM as a daily driver. If you go to notifications, once again, you do have a ton of customization, including things like reticker and stuff like that. So it's restarting the UI. Okay. Anyways, you do have customization for quick settings as well, and you do have customization for your status bar. You can select the battery percentage to be next to the icon, clock and date customization, status bar icons. So all these options are present. The UI is restarting a couple of times. Maybe there is a bug or two, but nothing major that will stop me from recommending you to use this as a daily driver. Now you do have Arcana idle manager and other settings in the system menu. Swipe to screenshot is definitely present. You have to go ahead and enable it, and it works like a charm. You have vibrate on connect, vibrate on call waiting. So that's everything about the customization menu. If you go to display, you will see that you have all the options that you will ever need, including DC dimming and high brightness mode. Now, I think DC dimming is not working because the camera is running at 60 fps. This is a 60 Hz display. We still have that very slight flicker going on the screen. You would notice that in the video. So I think DC dimming is not working. The reason I say that is when I'm on MIUI and I enable anti-flicker or DC dimming, this flickering in the camera goes away. Anyways, that's not a feature which will stop you from using this ROM as a daily driver. Anyways, if you go to apps, you do have all the basic options, including their own game dashboard. So I don't know why and how they have two gaming dashboards available in this particular ROM. Moving on, if you go to battery, the battery usage on this particular ROM is pretty decent. Now talking about the battery usage on this particular ROM, if you can see, I have been using this ROM for quite some time and the battery backup is pretty decent. I'm easily getting around 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time with medium usage. Now remember, this is a device that is 2 years old. I've never replaced the battery. So if you're getting that much battery life over 18 to 20 hours of usage, it's pretty decent. You do have the battery temperature mentioned over here. It's 35 degrees right now because in Mumbai itself it is 35 degrees. So pretty decent job there as far as the battery backup and charging speeds are concerned. Even if you go to sound and vibration, you do have Xiaomi specific features like MI sound enhancer, clear speaker. So all these things are present and they work absolutely fine. This ROM is full of customization. You can do a lot of stuff as far as this ROM is concerned. Even if you go to the system menu, you have pop-up settings, you have live translate, you have gestures. So you get almost the complete feel of Android 12 along with a lot additional features, and that too with safety net and wideband L1. So that's complete peace of mind. As you can see, you get double tap to sleep from the status bar. The fingerprint scanner is working fine. Google feed is smooth. Now let's go ahead and talk about the important part. How is gaming? I tried BGMI a couple of matches. One was TDM, one was classic, and the touch feel was pretty good. The bullet register was pretty decent and the game was working absolutely fine. So no major issues as far as gaming is concerned. I did not observe any heating. So in that aspect, this particular kernel is doing a great job. Now you also have unlimited storage on Google Photos enabled. So let's quickly go ahead and have a look at the CPU throttle test. Average score of 179 245 GIPS, a maximum score of 190 282 GIPS, and a CPU throttle of just 92%. Now that's way better than the POCO X3 Pro, which mind you is an overclocked processor. It is a Snapdragon 860. Now moving on, if we actually talk about Antutu benchmark over here, once again we are beating the POCO X3 Pro, 580,295. Now this is the stock ROM score of POCO X3 Pro, which I'm talking about. Moving on, if we actually go to Geekbench, let's see what is happening there. So let's go to home screen and let's go to Geekbench. 749 single core, 2694 multi-core. So even as far as the benchmark numbers is concerned, it's pretty decent. The battery backup is solid. The charging speeds are great. You can install a camera application of your choice, and Project Arcana is proving to be a very decent ROM. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this video. Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.